Rusty, I need all of your card pieces.
What?
Don't worry, I'll give you some really good cards for them.
I can't give them up. The monk said...
Forget the monk. With these great cards, you'll be the best, and that's all that matters. Those card pieces are worthless in comparison. Besides, you're part of our group, so you have to help us out.
I don't know,
Great cards make the player. Make the trade.
Wait, no. Cards don't make the player. It's how you use them. I don't need your cards. And even if I did, I wouldn't abandon my quest.
Give me those card pieces.
Marcus, I'm going now.
You'll regret this, Rusty. Reject me as a friend, and you'll have to face me as an enemy.
Trey.
Hey, little bro. What's up?
I'm sorry about the stuff I said before. Marcus turned on me, just like you said he would.
You stood up to him and did the right thing. That's what's most important.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
You did good. So let's duel.
So after basically telling our brother to fuck off, now we're here to pal around with him because we suddenly decided our worldview was incorrect. Trey is smart enough and has the right cards to summon a blocker almost immediately in the duel, which, let's face it, is a shocking move at this point. He gets a quick shot in on our shields because it took us a while to summon our first blocker. Where are all the phantom fish when you need them? After that, things quickly turn in our favor because his blocker was fairly weak, ours is fairly strong, and while both sides have large amounts of power attacker monsters, ours are just better. By the time we summon a second blocker, he's tired of getting the shit pounded out of him, so he decides to make some sacrifices to get rid of both of our defenses. Unfortunately, instead of doing the smart thing and summoning more monsters, he decides to use the card Mana Crisis to get rid of one of our mana instead, which is effectively useless, especially when we have so many monsters on our side of the field. Basically, he lost really, really badly.
I think you're ready. Caitlin has the rest of the pieces, but you'll have to confront her to get them. This is one duel that you can't afford to lose.
Then I won't lose.
You can find her at the restaurant.
Before we do anything else, we're going to sell all these cards we accumulated and screw with our deck a bit, but that's going to be off screen.
Well, Rusty, it looks like we each have half the pieces we need to complete the fire card.
Why don't we duel for it? All of my pieces against all of yours. Best of 3 match.
All right, you're on.
In spite of what Trey said and how serious this situation seems, we can in fact lose to Caitlin and just keep retrying the 2 out of 3 duel. Most of the fights with Caitlin at this point in the game go the same way. She summons a couple of Braid Claws to get cheap shots in on our shields very early in the fight, which I can't blame her for that, we've done that quite a few times ourselves. It's been a rather consistent pattern every time I've had to retry this battle. In spite of Caitlin's lack of blockers, she has a really good deck with tons of spell cards to get rid of our defenses so that way she can keep pelting us with her excessively powerful cards. We end up down to 2 shields before I summon something to even defend against her Braid Claw, and then she fucking powers up her Braid Claw to take it out. Normally I would have reset the duel at this point, but I wanted to believe in the heart of the cards and keep summoning blockers until she ran the fuck out of all those annoying spell cards. The turning point in the duel is when she destroys our newest blocker. She leaves her Volcanodon open to assault, and we have a Garcago Dragon summoned. She has an opportunity here to get rid of it when she summons Rothis, but instead gets rid of our Stone Soar. Whatever, I guess it's her funeral. We also had Astro Comet Dragon ready in our hand, so I don't think she's making it out of this one short of a miracle. Oh yeah, and it's time for round 2, because this is a best 2 out of 3 kind of thing, remember? She summons a Braid Claw again, but this time only gets to hit us once before we get rid of it. That's an improvement already. But I suppose she does immediately summon another one. And use a spell card to get rid of the only monster on our field again. You know, maybe things aren't as different as I thought. We summon an Aqua Shooter to buy us a little bit of time, but it's nothing that her monsters can't destroy very quickly, so we better have something else ready soon. I suppose a Phantom Fish is technically a something else, but it's still something her monsters could easily destroy. Thankfully, by attacking her first tapped monster and sacrificing our Phantom Fish so we can attack the Stone Sword next turn, her field will be empty and ours will have at least 3 offensive monsters. As you may imagine, that's just a little bit hard to recover from, so we go to town on her shields and just wreck all of them. Again, short of a miracle, she's losing next turn.
Welcome, Rusty. I see that both your training and your quest have been successful.
The battle with the creature is not to be taken lightly.
I am afraid I must test you before we can continue.
Listen here, Mr. Firemonk, I don't mean to be offensive, but I think we're more than ready, and I honestly don't think that you make a great final test for this sort of thing. So we summon our first monster, and then he gets rid of it with Rothis. And then we summon our second monster, and he gets rid of that with another Rothis, leaving both of our fields empty for an absurd amount of time. Fortunately for us, when we get into the groove of things, his monsters kind of suck terribly. They're nothing compared to Caitlyn's power attackers. He makes a valiant effort by summoning 2 Braid Claws simultaneously, but I can't help but feel that if he summoned 4, that would have been a lot better.
Little one, you think you can defeat me?
I'm not afraid of you or anyone. Let's do
Hey guys, wait, did Rusty's mom sign off on this shit? Because I don't think she would. I don't think any parent would be okay with this. And it wouldn't be a late campaign fire deck if North Skylar didn't immediately summon a Braid Claw. Thankfully we summoned a Phantom Fish almost immediately after that, but considering he had enough time to put 2 monsters on his field, we still have a bit of recovering to do before we can start taking the lead. Fortunately, he wastes one of his turns making an evolution monster instead of just summoning a separate monster, and I do mean wasting his turn. Battle Barrow is pretty much useless in combat against our deck. So now we have sufficient defense, he doesn't have any power attackers on the field, and we just summoned Explosive Fighter, so I can see things going very well from here. North Skylar's next tactic is to flood his field with shitty, weak offensive monsters in an attempt to overwhelm us because we only have 1 blocker, and it almost works. It can be a depressingly effective strategy at points. And the bastard would have won if he didn't use a shield trigger card that gets rid of one of his shields, thus leaving him open for assault. He would have won, seriously, but he used a spell guard that got rid of one of his shields. What a fucking idiotic move.
Did it, Rusty. Congratulations. Only a true master duelist could have achieved this. You have learned much. Thank you for your help.
Awesome!
There are important battles in the tournament ahead. Prepare your deck, and when you are ready, find me in the tournament hall. Have you made all the preparations that you need for the tournament?
I'm ready.
Then I shall see you there.